One thing I've been realizing about this whole podcast thing, the way I've been more focused on this lately, is the only push that I receive is from everything that is green around me right now. You can only see this frame, but I can see everything around me, the whole 300 degrees. It is crazy. The way the sun falls on my eyes, on my face in this specific hour of the day, it is the perfect time for me to just sit alone, maybe with somebody whom you can share your thoughts with, but it is the perfect time for me to think and actually talk about things, right? Everything is so green, everything is yellow even, like all shades of green till the yellow. The way sun moves down slowly, the colors change, and that is my favorite part of being here. So today I was actually thinking about this one thing that I read online, and I think reading something online, whether it is a term or phrase or somebody once said it to you over a text, that stimulates you somehow. Like we're chronically online, all of us. Like even if an hour is a lot, straight, right? So that word somehow drived me down into this hole of thinking. That the topic is it's when something like the sure thing which never was. So when you talk about the sure thing, like you're so sure about it, like it could be a person, like I'm going to talk about this person, not a thing. Like you're so sure that this would be it. Like, and I guess I believe that you love a girl once, and it would be a lifetime of bliss. Like you do it right, you do the things right, and you say the right things. You grow together, you learn, and you make mistakes. But it is for life. You are so sure about the whole thing that you lose track of your own self. But and when it actually ends up being nothing, you're left with this thought which I am trying to walk you through right now. The sure thing that never was. I can't say if it is a good thing. Like people would say, whatever happens, happens for good. And I'm a huge believer in that. Like every single thing that happens had made me stronger. If not stronger, more compassionate, more empathetic. So I'm only and only learning and growing. But it leaves you with a hollow feeling. Like how could your judgment be this wrong? And as we're growing up, we think we're the wisest people around us. And that hurts your ego as well, hurts your inner self. That, how could I make this wrong decision? And you start hating yourself for that, as if you did something super insane, super crazy. And it's a very tough spot to be in, because even if you are in the one who was wronged, you end up believing that you did the wrong thing. Like, and when it happens constantly over and over, like maybe in the span of a year it happened twice. In any case, like anything sure, like any sort of feeling that you were so sure about, but it ended up being the entirely opposite, an entirely opposite thing. It breaks you. Like you cannot trust your own opinion around other people, and that is what I find really troublesome. Like whatever things happen to us somehow changes us so badly. We start seeing ourselves in a different light. So yeah, like I don't know. I don't really know what sure thing really means at this point, because I could be so sure about a lot of things, but but in the end, I just hate myself for it. Not gonna lie. Every sure feeling, everything passes. Every fleeting second, you are getting over the thing that you were so obsessed about a week ago. Just like humans are born to die, like the moment we are born, we are dying. Just like these thoughts, just like any sort of memory, just like these people. Like the moment you experience a memory, that memory starts to die, slowly and slowly decays over time, and you can't do a lot about that. I just lost track of this thought. Not gonna lie. But yeah, but at what point do we start trusting ourselves with it, right? Like, okay, all of these sure things that never were. Maybe it's your career, maybe it's your judgment of some people around you who fucked you up later on. It could be anything. How do you deal with getting over part? The getting over this feeling about yourself. Like you constantly feel that you are so wrong in a judgment, you are so afraid to take more steps then. Like you're so afraid to take a decision because it might be wrong. Because you know no good of a judge. You pass no good of a judgment initially. So I think this whole conversation I was having in my head was more like a fight with myself. Like, do I continue being this person who believes in his own guts, believe in his instincts, and still get hurt, and that is okay, still believe in it, or do I let these experiences, when something that is so sure about, something that is certain and almost real, not just a film in your head, and it is real in front of you, when that goes to shit, how do you deal with that? Do you keep blaming yourself, just like I said, or do you continue doing the same because that is who you are as a person? And that has shaken my belief a lot of times, because I've made so many wrong decisions. I've trusted my gut so many times. I always choose gut over brains, not gonna lie. And every time I feel so shitty about it. But once that fleeting sense of negative emotion is past, all I think of is, like, that is the best I could have done. That is the best decision I could have taken, because I trusted my instincts. Because we think too much, if we think too much about what goes on in our head, if we give too much thought to it, too much words to it, too many words to it, jargons to it, it becomes really difficult to catch hold of one single origin of your original thought, and you take decisions too rationally. So yeah, however this conversation went, I'll drop to this one thing. This is a constant fight. Like, it started from the sure thing and how it never was, but it is more about just trusting yourself with it. Like, like, you will always face this dilemma, like whether to trust your gut instincts, whether to be nice and be the same person that you were always, or just be a little cautious. And I've done so many mistakes with those. I think the previous 2-3 podcasts might have led you. If you're following the story, you might understand a bit of context. Like, I've not been a great friend. I've not been a great person who shares experiences very in an articulate way. I've not communicated well. Even if I have ended up hurting people because of that one dilemma I was facing the whole time that I just told you about. Because I was too cautious. But at the same time, for a while in the middle, I lost track of it and I was too invested and I was myself again. And that is very confusing for people sometimes. And I'm facing the consequences now. So yeah, whether it happens or not, that's your thing of yours. But make sure whatever you do it with your complete tenacity. If you want to follow your gut, follow it. If you want to be rational, be rational. But don't mix and match. That's what I would say from my experience. It screws you up big time.